Good morning, students. So today we are going to start second part of third unit. It is electronic configuration of elements of different blocks. First of all, in this we will discuss about those elements which have atomic number more than 100. For those elements, how to write the IUPAC name. First of all, that we will discuss, and then we will go for blocks. Okay. Now, firstly, we will be writing the IUPAC names for those elements for which atomic number is greater than 100. Now see, there are some prefixes given for those numbers. Since numbers can be from 0 to 9 only, so for 0 digit we write nil, and we abbreviate all these with the first letter. So first letter is N. Similarly, for 1 it is un, means abbreviation will be U. For 2 it is bi, so abbreviation will be B. 3 tri, 4 quad, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 sept, 8 oct, and 9 in. And in all the abbreviations we have to take the first letter. Okay, now how we are going to use it? Suppose there is an element having 111 as atomic number. So what we are going to do is, we will write these numerals first, these names first for those numbers, and then at the end we will be writing em. Okay, so for 111, how we are going to write? For this one it is un, for next one it is again un, then for next one again un. So un, then we will write em, IUM. So what will be the IUPAC name for the element having atomic number 111? It will be anium. Okay, and now how we will give the symbol? Again, first letter only. For this it is U, for next also it is U, and for next also it is U. So first letter will be capital, others will be small. So its symbol will be U. Okay, so what is to be done? Again, you can see, if I have to give IUPAC name for 105, for element having atomic number 105, then for 1 I will write un. Okay, for 0 I will write nil. Okay, then for 5 I will write pent. Now when I have written all the names of for all the digits, then I will write em. Okay, now its name becomes unNilPentium, and its symbol will be UNP. Okay, so this is a very simple way. Only you have to learn this table properly. It is just like for hexanes, just like for alkanes, you remember, but there are few digits which are different. Just 0, you know, it is nil. For 1 it is un. For 2 we use the word di, so here in place of di there is bi. For 3 we already use tri is already there. For 4 we use tetra, so here we have to use quad. For 5 we use pent only. For 6 we use hex only. For 7 we use hept in case of alkanes, so here it is sept. And in for 8 we already use oct, and for 9 it is n. So this table is to be learned properly. When we remember this table, then we can write the IUPAC names of any element for which atomic number is more than 100. Okay, now let us take some examples. Just like here, let us see 102. Now when we take 102, then for 1 it is un, for 0 it is nil, for 2 it is bi. Okay, now see, since for 2 it is bi and then em is to be added, so we will be writing only um, because already there is I. Okay, so we will not write bi em, so bi em. Okay, bium. So these are few things which we need to remember. sometime what will happen, then we may come across that N is there, then nil is there. So now here we don't have to write 3n, we have to just write only 2n. Okay, so that common sense we have to use in some places wherever it is required. So in this way we can write for all, just like for 1 1 3, let us take un, try, em. So em, I is already there, so only um is to be written. So un, try, em. Okay, now see, when we have written these symbols, then IUPAC decided to give them some official names also. In order to honor few scientists, they have given these names. Just like for 101, they have given name Mendelevium. Okay, for 102 it is Nobelium, for 103 it is Laurentium, for 104 it is Rutherfordium. Okay, so this is to honor those, what do we call, scientists. Okay, now when you are able to see that there are blank spaces, it means these are those elements which are to be yet discovered, or they have not given IUPAC official names. Okay, so this is to be remembered. Okay, now periodic table we just did, modern periodic table we follow in nowadays. So how it can be divided in 4 blocks. So periodic table can be divided in 4 blocks. Those 4 blocks are S block, P block, D block and F block. Okay, so we should know which groups are there. Okay, there are 7 periods as we know. Now how many groups are there in a particular block? So in S block there are group 1 and group 2. In P block there are from group 13 to group 18. In a D block there are group 3 to group 12. And this thing, lanthanoids, they have taken out from the 6th period. These are the elements between lanthanum and hafnium. Okay, similarly actinides are those elements which belong to 7th period, and they are those 14 elements which lie after actinium. Okay, so they have been taken out here. Now let us discuss a few properties of these elements. First of all, S block element. Any element will be termed as S block element if, when we write the electronic configuration and the last electron enters in S orbital. If our last electron enters in S orbital while writing the electronic configuration of an element, then we will say that this element belongs to S block. Okay, this definition is applicable for all S, P, D, F. Okay, now which groups are included in S block? Group 1 and group 2. Now most important thing which is to be remembered is the valence shell or general electronic configuration. For S block elements it is NS1 to 2. Now what is N? N is that particular main energy level which is having a maximum value in the electronic configuration. Just like if I have written electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Suppose this is the electronic configuration of an element. Now which n value is to be taken here? Which n is to be taken? So here it is n is 1, n is 2, n is 2, n is 3. So it means it is the maximum value. It is the maximum value in the electronic configuration. So what is the maximum value in electronic configuration in this case? It is 3. So what is the electronic configuration for this element? It is 3s1. So this will be the electronic configuration of this element. Okay. Now these are highly reactive metals and having a very low ionization enthalpy. Why they are having low ionization enthalpy, that we are going to discuss after this. Okay. Now they will form ions with positive charges, either +1 or +2. their metallic character and reactivity will increase down the group. It means when we will move from top to bottom in a group, then their metallic character as well as their reactivity will increase. Okay. Now one more thing which is to be remembered, they form ionic compounds, but lithium and beryllium does not form ionic compounds. Why they do not form ionic compounds? Because they are having a minimum size, and because of minimum size they cannot form ions easily. They need too much energy, which is not possible, so they do not form ionic compounds. Okay. Now let us come to p block. P block means there are group 13 to group 18 elements, and their electronic configuration is ns2 np1 to 6. So p block element again means those electrons, those elements for which when we write the electronic configuration, the last electron enters in p orbital. Okay, if this is the case, then we will say that it belongs to p block element. Now from the general electronic configuration, what we know, ns2 np 1 to 6 is the electronic configuration of p block elements. So n value is again the maximum value in the electronic configuration. Okay. Now there is presence of metals, non-metals, metalloids. All three exist here in the p blocks. There are group 13 to group 18. Okay. Group 16 are known as chalcogens. Now what do we mean by chalcogens? Chalcogens means ore forming elements. So those elements which belong to group 16, they exist or they form ores, or they are always present in ores, so they are known as chalcogens. Group 17 is known as halogen. Now halogen means they are having a very highly negative electron gain enthalpy value. What is electron gain enthalpy value? This is one of the property that we will be discussing afterwards. Okay, so these properties are to be remembered for p block elements. Similarly, d block elements. Now see, d block elements have these groups, group 3 to group 12, and their valence shell or their general electronic configuration is n-1 d 1 to 10, ns 0 to 2. So what does it mean? That n is the maximum value in the electronic configuration. Suppose I take the element for which electronic configuration I have to write. If it is having atomic number 21, then I will write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. This is electronic configuration. Now see, n value maximum is 4. Okay, so this ns means 4s, and now n-1d means 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 means 3, so 3d. So it means for this element 4s2 3d1, it becomes the valence shell electronic configuration. Okay, so 4s2 3d1, it is the valence shell electronic configuration for the element having atomic number 21. Okay, so now it fits in this definition that there was ns1 value, means it was from 0 to 2, and there were for 21 what was there? There was ns2 means 4s2 and 3d1. So here it was 2 and here it was 1. Okay, so now for properties, they form colored ions, they show variable valence, means their valency or valence, it is different, means they do not show only one type of valency, they show a large number of valencies. They show the phenomena of paramagnetism and they can be used as catalysts. Okay, now these are the elements zinc, cadmium and mercury. They are on the last group of the d block elements. Last group of d block elements is group 12. Okay, so in group 12 these elements belong. Okay, so these elements are not considered as transition elements. Now why they are not considered as transition elements? From where this transition word came? D block elements, they are given another name as transition elements. Okay, now according to definition of transition elements, there must be presence of unpaired electron. There must be presence of unpaired electron in valence shell or in a valence shell of an element. So when we see these elements, they are having all fully filled orbitals. They are having fully filled orbitals. Now since they are having fully filled orbitals, so they are not considered as transition elements. So just till now we have done S, P and D block elements. S and P block elements, they are collectively known as representative elements, and D block elements, they are known as transition elements. Now let us come to last block, that is F block elements. Now see, since they have been taken from the 6th and 7th period, so we will not say group, we cannot say any group for them, so we can only say that they belong to 6th and 7th period. Okay, now when we write the electronic configuration, then their valence shell contains 3 orbitals. One is n-2f orbital, another is n-1d orbital, and another is ns orbital. And there may be presence of 2 electrons in ns, there may be either 0 or 1 electron in n-1d, and there will be from 1 to 14 electrons in n-2f orbital. So here n again stands for the maximum value in the electronic configuration. So if n value is 6, suppose, then the orbitals which belong to this will be 6s, 5d and 4f. Okay, so these will be the valence shell orbitals. Okay, so now let us come, there are only 2 rows in this. One row is called lanthanoid, another is called actinoids, and they are known as inner transition elements. Okay, actinides, they are all radioactives. Okay, those 14 elements which come after actinium, they are called actinides, and they are all radioactive. Okay, now one important thing comes, how to find the position of element in the periodic table. Means we are asked, we are given a particular atomic number, and we are asked that tell me to which block, to which group, to which period this element belongs. Okay, so at that time what we have to do, first of all we have to write the electronic configuration. Now by the use of Fafo principle we can write the electronic configuration. Once we write the electronic configuration, then what will happen, then we will see to which particular orbital the last electron enters. If it enters in s orbital, then the element belongs to s block. If it enters in p orbital, then it belongs to p. If it enters in d, then it is d block element, and if it enters in f block, then it is f block element. Okay, now once we know this thing, then separately we have to remember how to find the period. First of all, let us talk about period. Now see, period number is always the maximum value of n. Okay, so if we have found n maximum value as 5, then it means our element belongs to 5th period. Okay, it is applicable to S, P, D, F for all. Okay, so whatever is the maximum value of n, that tells us about the period number. Okay, so 2 things are clear. Now how to find the group? Suppose we have checked that our electron belongs to s block, then whatever is the number of valence electrons. Now how we will find out the number of valence electrons? For s block, valence shell is ns 1 to 2. So it means I have to check ns orbital in the electronic configuration where n is maximum value. So once I check the ns orbital, then I will see how many electrons are there in this orbital. There will be either 1 or 2 electrons. If there is 1 electron, then it means it belongs to first group. If there are 2 electrons, then it belongs to second group. Okay. Now, in case we have checked that our our element belongs to p block, then again we will find the maximum value of n. That will tell us the period number. Then we will find the valence shell. In case of p block, valence shell is ns2 np 1 to 6. Okay. So once we know the maximum value of n, then we will find these two orbitals. One is ns, another is np, and then we will count the total number of electrons present in these two orbitals. Okay. Then for finding the group number, we will do 10 plus valence electrons. Okay. So that will give us the group number. Now come to D block. When we write the electronic configuration of D block elements, then it is n minus 1 D 1 to 10 ns 0 to 2. Okay, it is n minus 1 D 1 to 10 ns 0 to 2. Now again we will determine the maximum value of n. Okay, and then we will add the total number of electrons present in those two orbitals. Whatever will be the total number, that will tell us the group number. Okay. Now group thing doesn't exist for F block. Okay, because they have been taken. We can just tell to which period this belongs. Either it is lanthanide or it is actinide. If it is lanthanide, then period number will be 6. If it is actinide, then period number will be 7. Okay. Now let us discuss it with the help of examples. If I have taken an element with atomic number 19, then when I write the electronic configuration, how I will write? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1. Okay. Now see, this is electronic configuration for the element having atomic number 19. Now what I found? I found that last electron enters in 4s orbital, means it enters in s orbital. So it means this belongs to s block. Okay. Now I will check the number of valence electrons. So how many valence electrons are there? One valence electron is there. Okay. Now to which period it belongs? What is the maximum value of n? Maximum value of n is 4. So it belongs to 4th period. Now to which group it belongs? Since it is s block element, so as many number of valence electrons are there, that is the group number. So it belongs to first group. Okay. Now for 15 if I write, then my valence shell will be 3s2, 3p3. Now last electron enters in 3p, so it belongs to p block. There are total 5 electrons as valence electrons, and it is from p block. So what I have to do? 10 plus valence electrons. So 10 plus valence electrons means it belongs to 15th group. Okay. Now maximum value of n is 3, so it belongs to 3rd period. Okay. Similarly for D block, if I take this, then its electronic configuration is this much. So last electron enters in 3d. First 4s will be filled and then 3d will be filled. Okay. So this will be the block, and for D and for S, as many are valence electrons, that gives us the group number. So in this case, total number of valence electrons are 12. So group number is 12. Okay. And maximum value of n is 4. So its period number is 4. Since last electron is entered in D, so its block is D. So these are few things which you need to remember properly. Now you have to apply this knowledge to solve these home assignments. Thank you.